Our show is beautiful,
This is the Asia that most of us envision.
but making it can get ugly. Early call times, schlepping gear, arguments, and long drives. But in between are the moments of pure beauty, excitement, and culture. This time, journey through Bhutan and Nepal with our crew and see how we make the show.
I'm Art Wolfe, and this is the making of Travels to the Edge.
Good one, Art.
You thought
You
so?
got it.
Okay, good.
Let's move on.
Grab some lunch. Just like everywhere I've gone in Bhutan. This time, we're going behind the scenes in Bhutan and Nepal as we shoot 2 episodes and show you how we make Travels to the Edge. In Bhutan, we'll focus on the culture and natural beauty of this Buddhist kingdom. And in Nepal, we'll get a taste of Asia's wildlife. Along the way, you'll see how our small crew of 4 travels, works, and makes Art Wolfe's Travels to the Edge. The team we've got now is great because everybody has a unique skill.
I like it. Okay, so last thing we do is we just turn around. Overall, my job is to guide the content during the course of the shoot so that by the end of the trip, we come away with not only great images, but a story.
Not only is he an excellent cameraman, but he's responsible for making sure we have all the bits that we need, and generally kind of our captain as far as the work in the field. My main role is to shoot what we call the B-roll, which is basically all the visual glue that's used to connect what is being talked about in the show. I'm also shooting a lot of the same subjects that Art's shooting so that we have video footage to match with his photos.
So he goes out and he gets the little vignettes that convey a sense of place. And he gets it in a very artistic way.
My position on the team is a little different than most of the others because everyone else has one significant chore that they're doing. And I have lots of little chores that I do.
John is an assistant to all of us. He helps get lenses, he helps the technology flow, he shoots behind the scenes.
He's Art's assistant first and foremost, but he also does a million other things that are essential to keep the whole thing moving along.
It's the capturing of an image that is the primary drive on anything I do. I love to explore, I love to investigate, but ultimately it's investigating with the purpose of capturing something and bringing it back.
I've known Art's work for many years. You see it in books and posters all over the place. So the chance to go and see how he does things and to get to some of these situations is very exciting.
Your rhinos, tigers, bears, leopards.
One of the great things about working on this series is I've had the chance to work with an excellent photographer, a world-renowned photographer.
Art has definitely set a high standard for the imagery for the show. And it's been a fun challenge for everyone on the crew to kind of keep up and really keep everything up to that standard.
Shooting with a small crew is great. We're quick, we're light, we carry relatively little gear, though sometimes it doesn't look like it. So we're just more mobile, we're nimble.
You can have an idea, talk about it really quickly, and be able to execute that right away.
They get what the show's about, and if anything, they're way ahead of me and encouraging me, and I think it's fantastic. We're basically happy. We got something out of nothing. It was a beautiful moment, great transitions, everybody's happy, we'll fight later.
So far, Travels to the Edge, this team that we have here has gone pretty much everywhere: North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Antarctica. It's really been unbelievable.
The more we travel now, we're going to places that we haven't been before. Up until this point, I've kind of taken the crew back to places that I really thought could deliver the goods. Now we're starting to go off into Mali and Benin and Togo, and that's exciting for me. I love exploring new places.
I think what makes the series very unique is that every episode is in a new location and means that it has its own flavor.
Each place has its own particular beauty and its own particular feeling. And At its best, our show strives to convey the uniqueness and the beauty and the spirit of each of those locations.
I think there's a huge disconnect in our society with the natural world, and a disconnect with how we think of foreign cultures, how we think of the third world, how we think about places that we rarely ever get a chance to see ourselves. So part of the whole idea of the show is to bring that reality to people who don't get a chance to come to see these places.
We're bringing the world back to them. I think it's a very valuable contribution. But beyond the crowded cities of Nepal and India lie precious, what are they? Remnants. Remnants. The most difficult part of the whole show is to deliver the stand-up lines that introduces the show, or the tease, or the close. Those are notorious trouble for me. Where rhinos... Hi.
In search of Asia's most impressive wildlife, and we don't want that pause.
Carl is very encouraging. Carl has a really fine ear for words and for inflections, and he gets it right. But on this trip, we're skipping the big mountains. You get it? We're skipping the big mountains. We're heading south into Royal Chitwan National Park. The great Himalayas rise north into the clouds. And I'm more than willing to do a line 100 times as long as we get it right. I have a lot of patience for doing that. And we usually get it right, and we're getting it now in 15 takes rather than 100 takes, so progress is being made. I'm Art Wolfe. This is Travels to the Edge. There's this white stuff.
It's just after 5 a.m. in the morning. We're having breakfast.
Is it after or is
we
it
were
before?
Woken up like 20 minutes ago. No, never mind. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I haven't had my first coffee yet, so nothing makes sense.
This show is really a lot of work. The crew falls into bed at night and falls out of bed in the morning, and then we go.
We're always crunched for time. We have a limited budget. We can only be out in the field for so long. And so every day is essentially some sort of race. It's got to get up by 5 a.m. sometimes to get to the sunrise spot. And then when you're there, you only have maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes to get the shot in.
Get some coffee in you?
I got coffee in me.
The worst parts, I think, are riding in rough plane rides and in SUVs on just terrible roads for hours on end.
Oddly enough, the dog gets a better seat than we do.
I've got friends all the time telling me I've got the best job in the world, that it's so wonderful, that they would love to just come along and carry my bags. And what I say to them is, you know what, you're right. I do have the best job in the world, but, you know, by all means, please come along, carry my bags. That's over 50% of what we do is just hauling, unloading, loading, repacking. That's a lot of what we do. Carl and I are often up talking right until we get to sleep about, all right, how did that go? What do we need? Oh, how does that go? You know, rewriting some of the bits that Art needs to talk about, you know, looking at footage. So it's kind of, it's constant.
People look at what we're doing and many say, oh man, that is a dream job. And you know, I love the job, but it's brutal. The travel is brutal. You know, I've got a wife, I've got 2 kids whom I miss a great deal, and I'm gone a lot.
It's a grind, but it's worth it.
There's a degree of delicacy to the work we do, especially when working with cultures. We're going into places that are often relatively or very unvisited, and it's essential that we portray the cultures we visit in a way that's respectful.
We've got Art with a camera right in front. We have 2 photographers behind them, and then I'm hovering around someplace else, photographing or doing other duties. So it can be really intimidating. I mean, after all, we're trying to celebrate, you know, these traditional cultures.
Sabina. Dari Ramrocha.
I think the key is just to smile and to be compassionate.
And we often end up, you know, teasing our subjects. It's a way to break the barriers that are there linguistically and culturally otherwise. You know, you look at somebody with a sparkle in your eye and they look back and you've got an instant connection.
First, usually I put the camera in their hands, let them take a picture of me, and in the age of digital, they can look at the results, and it's very engaging, it's very immediate, and it's perfect for breaking down cultural barriers.
Walking into the monastery, you feel this profound sense of awe at the feeling that you could be stepping into something that happened hundreds of years ago and not much has changed.
That moment is like, wow.
Our goal is to put together a portrait of place that celebrates the beauty of the place, that talks about what's unique about the place, and that conveys a bit of its spirit, really. And if we can do that, I feel that we've been respectful and that we've really celebrated and honored the people we're visiting. Sometimes Art just heads off, you know, he's got something in mind and he'll just make a beeline for it. And we may or may not be ready to jump on that bandwagon.
As we're organizing our equipment and sort of trying to think about what we can make with this situation, he's disappeared.
Just over here on the left, probably in the
But
white
has
road.
he got a shot?
He called us down. Art, where are you? Okay. He's kind of like a tracking dog, and it's like you're hunting, and he's the dog out there finding the stuff. And so it's like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? And then all of a sudden he barks.
Call it, Art, Art, where are you? And you know, off through the trees, you'll hear this voice, I'm over here.
We'll find him eventually, but you know, every now and then it's just like, oh, what happened to Art?
I come with an idea, and that's just maybe 20% of what I shoot. The rest is serendipitous. The rest is just an emotional response to what's coming together in the moment. It's light, subject, and circumstance, and when they come together, it's magic, and I work very fast because I know that these moments are just so ephemeral that they're gone in a flash.
We'll be walking along, we'll be driving along, and all of a sudden Art says, stop. I see something. I want to shoot this. And I'm quickly checking around to see what does he see that I don't see.
We're all seeing the same thing. We're looking and seeing the same thing, but Art's picking out particular things that are, you know, in tune with his aesthetic. And in a lot of cases, it's patterns, it's textures, it's details.
You know, I may see the pattern before I even see the herd of animals.
He's really very visual, comes from an artistic background that most photographers don't.
It's really an objective of mine to really translate a subject in a slightly different way or a greatly different way.
For example, in Torres del Paine in Patagonia, everyone tends to look at just the mountains, but in the early morning light, you see these exploding lenticular clouds that actually dominate the frame. So trying to expand your vision and seeing these types of things has certainly been one of the things that we've learned traveling with Art.
Well, we've got the maestro, he can coordinate it.
Well, you're the boss.
Well, all respectfully.
You're the boss when you want things your way, but now you know, there's always going to be tension, and there's tension between Carl and me, and sometimes Sean and me, and John and me. Is it me?
I mean, you put 4 creative people in a high-pressure situation in a short period of time, there's bound to be tension.
We're all perfectionists. You know, we're all passionate about getting the best possible image. And we all work really hard to do that. And our ideas aren't always identical, so we end up butting heads sometimes.
Of course, my primary instinct as a photographer is to see it, get it now, and do the TV show afterwards. But you know and I know if we go back 50 feet and redo it, that's another 20 minutes.
He is a driven artist. He gets tunnel vision on something he wants, and everything else will fall to the wayside until he gets that. So it's tough for us because we need more than just one shot to tell the story.
It's just amazing. We come to shoot these bits and we set up for it, we know what we're doing, and yet we get 20 minutes into it and, you know, we've got to rush off because there's some cranes off in the distance. Art's just impelled to go, go, go. So we're balancing the elements needed to tell a story with his drive to get images. Sometimes it's compatible, and sometimes it's not. Art,
Yes.
you know what I'd like is to get just a shot of you talking.
Okay, they're taking off. Just get out of the way.
You know, so there have been heated moments over the course of this series where we're just at each other's throats. You know, I'm saying, we don't have a show if you don't work with me and give me this, you know, this moment. And Art's saying, I need to get my shots, otherwise what are we out here for?
And yet all I know and tell myself is these guys are fighting to make this show better. And that's what truly comes through.
Thank you kindly. Where's my camera? Oh, I forgot the camera. That's bad. Can you back up quite a ways because I forgot my camera? All right, let's be honest. I'm the guy on the trip that forgets things. I leave things behind. I forget about this. I forget about that because I'm so focused.
Sean forgot his camera.
I thought that was a joke. But then it was Sean.
I thought you were
That's actually the first time I've ever forgotten the camera.
It may be the first time you've forgotten the camera, but I remember sunglasses, hats, socks, insoles, single shoes, coats, gloves. Okay, the single shoes were an
Knives,
exaggeration.
insoles to shoes, headlamps, you name it.
Yeah, it's a theme.
Yeah.
But you know, the camera, that's
Camera's
that's
pretty-
a crowning glory.
This is big. This is big. I'm not a very organized person, and John is.
I got tickets for everyone.
Having somebody like that to kind of anchor the logistics and take care of those types of things is just a must-have.
We have a really good pack list, and the thing that might surprise most people is that no matter where we're going, whether it's Africa in summertime or Antarctica in wintertime, about 90 to 95% of what we bring is exactly the same.
We've kept cutting it down, and each subsequent episode, we've gotten leaner and meaner.
Well, the biggest logistical hurdle is just getting to these places with all our gear.
I've come to a new definition. It takes at least 4 plane flights to get to someplace really cool.
The fun part. Another day, another visa.
On land, we're typically in a 4-wheel drive SUV. Sometimes we're in minibuses or vans. Probably the most interesting modes of transportation are on the water. We've been on everything from yachts to dugout canoes. From a photography standpoint of view, Art travels super, super light. He gets what he wants with the most basic of equipment, and that allows him to hike a little bit further, to travel lighter.
The fact that we're working with these small, light HDV cameras is fabulous. They've worked out so well. You know, they're lightweight, they have incredible battery endurance. So when we go out for a week or longer in a region where there's no electricity, we're set.
We've got the right balance there, and I think that, you know, it's good for the show to be able to be light on our feet and be able to pounce on situations when they're happening. Airplane flight, 6 hours of driving, bags, logging, and now there's enough light that we can actually do some work. We're in ship one.
Do some more work.
Do some more work. That's right.
Let's do some more work. Wait, he's walking away.
Intense. It was really That was intense.
It was so close. Art has just a special mojo or karma, or I don't know what you want to call it. It is unbelievable, the animals that he brings out of the woodwork.
It's true, Art does have some sort of wildlife karma. I've been with him now many times where these magical wildlife moments will just manifest at the perfect time, just when you want it. We hiked up for 4.5 hours to get to the top of this cliff in Patagonia, hoping to photograph Andean condors. and we didn't see them all day. They need thermals to fly, and just as we arrive at the top, the sun opens up, the thermals start flowing, and 50 Andean condors are circling all around us, just like that.
You know, I can't even explain it, but I'm starting to believe it may be true, actually.
We don't have 6 months to follow a subject. We may only have 6 hours or 6 days. So drawing on his experience, we've been able to get really intimate and powerful wildlife moments in a short period of time.
This is great. This is what I was hoping to see. This is known as a gharial. It's in the crocodile family. It's very different than all other crocodiles with its very long needle-nosed snout.
Well, that's a pretty classic Art Wolfe moment right there, coming across the gharial crocodile here in these waters around Chitwan. Our guide has said that he'd seen them from a distance, but never so close like that. So just really special to be able to have that intimate moment.
In a way, it's a show about why people should care about these places. There's a conservation message embedded in each of these shows, whether cultural conservation or natural habitat conservation. And it's not an issues-oriented show. We're not saying these are the problems, you know, these are the solutions. We're saying this place is amazing. Take a look at it.
What really works is just showing how beautiful something is, talking about how wonderful something is, and showing that as intimately and in the best light that we can.
We really do try to say, what is happening in this environment? What can change this environment for the better?
The world really is a very beautiful place. It's being threatened on a number of different fronts. I mean, we all live on one planet. It's all important. And so by trying to bring an area closer to you, to really show you the details and what it's personally like to travel through it and see it, it becomes a little bit closer to you.
It's important that we show these places as pristine as they are now and hope that they can stay that way.
Our mission is to keep traveling to the edges of the earth and to keep capturing its extraordinary diversity. We want people to see the beauty we see and to share in the responsibility for preserving it.
I'm Art Wolfe. Join us next time on Travels to the Edge.
Versão brasileira, Alcateia.